I think if you look at most prison populations, a good portion of the people locked up are people that acted impulsively in a moment.
Right.
You
I
know,
think if there was like
not everyone. You know,
no,
other
a
people
lot
have.
of
You
it.
know, but a lot of people. I would say,
At,
what percentage do you think?
I think at least 85%.
85%. It was an act that happened right there, based on anger, embarrassment, ego, pride, all that put together in a fucked up combination, and now they're in prison for a long period of time over something that probably they'd walked away and thought about it for a day or two. They probably wouldn't have done it at all.
Yo, I was talking about this before. Like, I joked about this last night. I was with my guy Fluff Jones. Shout out to Fluff Jones. I was talking to him, and we were just talking about how, like, when I was on Rikers Island, I seen this kid die over a box of cereal, a Frosted Flakes cereal, right? And these kids, they was in there for the kids that killed them. They was in there for I don't know whatever crimes, but they got an extra 25 years on top of whatever they were facing because of that. You know what I mean? Over a box of cereal. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's people that died over, like, you know, nothing, right? Like, you know, over a parking space. You know what I'm saying? Over you cutting me off. There's people that died like that.
Stepping on my shoe.
Yeah, you stepped on my shoe. You know what I'm saying? There's people that died because, oh, you fucked my girl. You fucked the girl. You know what I'm saying? Which this girl is just fucking everybody anyway. So you just lost your whole life. Two people lost. That man lost his life, and whatever kids or whatever they got, they lost their father, right? You lost your whole free life, so you're gonna be in jail. And this bitch is gonna just be fucking a whole bunch of other people. She not even gonna send you a stamp. She won't send you a honey bun. You're just gonna be upstate, you know, just rotting in jail.
I'll take it one step further. I recently interviewed Melvin Farmer. Mm-hmm. He was one of the co-founders of the A-Tray Gangster Crips in LA. He broke down the war between the A-Trays and the Rolling 60s. It's a 40-year war.
Yeah, what was it over?
It was over two guys dating, two teenagers who were dating the same girl. Did you know the guys involved in the original altercation?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I understand the whole thing was over a girl.
Yes, sir.
Can you explain the story?
Well, at that time, prior to that, Big Rick brother got killed in March '79. When I went to jail is when this started escalating, because when I moved on 60 on 10th Avenue, so we had a relationship with them. Then they got into a fight. A guy from 9-0 Gangster or whatever, he ended up shooting Big Rick brother, which is Tyrone. And I had been knowing Tyrone since he was 7 or 8 years old at that time. So Tyrone get killed.
And Tyrone's from the Rolling 60s.
Yes. Mm-hmm. But the guy that killed him wasn't from A-Tray Gangster. He was from 9-0. So at that time they wanted to turn this guy in, and they were telling them, we can't do that. We have nothing to do with it at that time. And then it just escalated from there, because now I had went to jail. They didn't actually start war until 1980.
The Nipsey thing kind of calmed it down. You know, there was the Gang Peace March was the first time in 40 years a bunch of them congregated amongst each other and there was no violence.
I bet you a bunch of them don't even know why they started beefing.
Most of them don't know. A lot of them weren't alive when that happened.
Yeah.
And I remember in my interview, one of the OGs from the A-Trays, who was actually there when that whole situation was happening, he called it the stupidest war of all time, because it was started by two teenagers over a girl.
Right.
And all these people, like that war actually divided LA.
Right.
Because all the gangs, the Crips, the Bloods, whoever else, had to start taking an alliance on one side or another.
Right.
People had to align with the 60s or the A-Trays. They couldn't be cool with both. It divided LA. And this happened 40 years ago over a girl with a couple of teenagers. You see how crazy that is?
I wonder what that girl looked like.
She was probably okay.
She's probably
Super
popped.
bad.
Nah, she probably wasn't. She probably wasn't. But I mean, that's sad. That's sad. But I think that's what a lot of people want, though. Like a lot of like I mean, if you even look at it like in a way, when we was in prison, right? The guards would purposely do things. Cause I'm going back to prison not because I'm like, you know, this super jail guy that doesn't know anything but prison. I know a lot of shit outside of prison, but I bring it back to prison because it's a smaller arena. You know what I mean? When you're talking about LA and you're talking about, it's big, so it's kind of harder to kind of grasp the whole thing, right? But if you take it back, if you just look at prison, right? You got the same shit in prison. You got the same gang, same division. But I know that the guards wanted to have division, so they would purposely do shit, right? To create this division and increase the division, enhance the division, and make sure that, you know, people are fighting amongst each other, so they're not grouping up and thinking about escaping prison, fighting with because if you look at it, you'll have a tier, like 120 people with like 2 officers. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
Yeah, how do you control that?
how do you control that many people,
Yeah.
right? So it's the same thing out here. How do you control these people? It's all about control. Whoever's in control wants to keep control, and they want to, you know, fix shit. They want to move shit. They want to do shit. So I feel like with that division, with that type of shit, yeah, you're fighting over it. It was important at that time because somebody that you loved, somebody that you looked up to, somebody that you hold dear got killed. But in the bigger scheme of things, you're just like exasperating whatever fucked up shit is going on in your neighborhood. Like, you know what I mean? Like the Crips was started because of what? You know what I mean? It didn't start because of, you know, they wanted to kill each other. It started because of community stuff, right? They wanted to stand up on shit. And I feel like because of these little, and it's not little in the sense like because somebody was killed, too, you know, people were killed. So it increases that, right? But if you look at it in the grander scheme of things, whatever they started that organization for has been totally lost. You know what I mean? It's been totally lost because of these things, because of these little wars and girls, this, and I feel like a lot of that shit is set up. A lot of that shit is like monkey wrenches thrown in there. Let them fight like over here. Let them do that over there. You know what I mean? And I feel like when the people finally like real, I don't know if it will ever happen, but when it does happen, if it ever happens, and the people understand how much power they have, how much power we have together, like, you know what I mean? I think it's you know, but a lot of people don't want that, and a lot of people, you know, and it's just sad that a lot of us don't see that. You know what I mean? Or they see it, but they don't want to let their pride, or they don't want to let whatever else, you know, they want to continually be tricked, you know what I'm saying, to do shit. And, you know, and I think that's what's sad about it.